It's game time.
Welcome to the Eagles streaming network. Sunny skies outside, but here inside the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena, looking forward to a great contest between two very talented teams. I'm joined alongside by Jess Boyd, former 1,000-point scorer for the Lady Eagles. Jess, we're going to get to see two of the top scorers in the country in this one, Jessica Boyd and Lauren Alvarez.
Yeah, so Sandy and Lauren have been averaging between each other 32 points a game, and they're looking to hit that 1,000-point mark as well really soon. And looking to see some good action from them today. Sandy just came off of a 28-point game. So they've been leading the team in scoring, and hopefully that continues for today.
Jess, you probably remember the pressure of trying to get to 1,000 points. Sandy sitting 45 away. Lauren a little bit farther away at 95. What are some things that maybe you would tell them, because you've done it, to, as you're slowly starting to ramp up to this in the next couple of games?
Yeah, so there is a lot of pressure riding on it, but you've just got to play that game just like any other game. Don't stress about it. Don't think about it. Just go out, have some fun, make some buckets.
We're going to take a moment now to meet the Lady Eagles, and we'll be back in a couple minutes to talk a little bit more of what to expect in this contest.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but now on my third year, learning is so much fun.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Teaching is communicating facts, but the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
We have great faculty, and they honestly inspire me.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. You can have a really good teacher-student relationship. And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
Faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. Everything that I see here is Christ-centered.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives, to make them more like Christ.
They want students to make an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
And we're back here inside the nest. An exciting game of basketball upcoming. The Lady Eagles entering this contest at 11-2 on the season, 4-1 in South Region play. They'll be taking on a much improved Toccoa Falls College team. Jess, looking forward to doing this game with you, but should be a good contest. The Lady Eagles, one of the better offenses in the entire country, but they've struggled a bit on defense this season.
They have, and they are a lot smaller in size than they have been over the past years too. But I think they've done a really good job of adapting with their size and making it work.
We saw over there a second ago Sandy McElhaney shooting from behind the three-point arc. She's one of the hotter three-point shooters in the country right now. She leads the entire country, second in three-point field goal percentage, having a big junior season.
Yeah, she really has showed up this season, and she loves the three. That's her comfortable spot, and hopefully we'll see a lot flying from there today.
And if you're Toccoa Falls, we're used to lopsided performances from them, and I mean the Lady Eagles winning those ones. They're 9-0, but a much improved Screaming Eagles team behind new head coach Micah Riles. They should be fun to watch today.
Yeah, they just came off of a win from Bob Jones University as well. A big game for them, and this is a very much improved Toccoa team, even from when I played with the Eagles a couple of years ago. So I'm excited to see the competition that they bring for us today.
Jess, we talk a little bit more about the Lady Eagles in this one. Lauren Alvarez has been a bit quiet on offense in her last couple of games. I like this matchup for her against the team that plays a lot of man defense. It's a game that I think Lauren Alvarez can really exploit.
Yes, Lauren does really well with a man-to-man defense because she's running up and down the court, she's grabbing rebounds, she's getting shots off quick. So hopefully we'll see a great performance from her today too.
We're just moments away from tip-off here inside the nest. We'll throw it back to the court now. Starting lineups, national anthem, and prayer coming up, and we'll be back just in time for the tip-off.
Welcome to the nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Today's game is between the PCC Lady Eagles and Toccoa Falls College. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the four core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand for prayer. Today's Sports Medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute and Baptist Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. Starting today for Toccoa Fall College, number 2, Ariel Jackson. Number 5, Mimi Smith. Number 14, Delana Smith. Number 23, Mackenzie Floyd. And number 24, Jada Jones. Toccoa is led by Coach Micah Riles. And now your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. Starting today for the Lady Eagles, a junior from Athens, Tennessee, number 2, Sandy McElhaney. A junior from Jacksonville, Florida, number 5, Lauren Alvarez. A senior from Chattanooga, Tennessee, number 12, Hope Baker. A freshman from Mendenhall, Mississippi, number 13, Alyssa Brewer. And the freshman from Mansfield, Ohio, number 14, Jenna Wolford. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Jared Sellers, with assistant coach Heather Sellers and Adrian Wilson. Officiating for today's game were Stephen Barker, Rodney Taylor, and Lenise Schallberger.
And we're back here inside the nest, just moments away from tip-off between these two conference rivals. The Lady Eagles, as we mentioned, entering the contest at 11-2 this season. Toccoa Falls at 2-5, but coming off a big victory just a week and a half ago against Bob Jones University. It was just the second time that the Screaming Eagles beat Bob Jones in program history. Jump ball here, and the Lady Eagles get it from the start. You'll see a lot of cutting out of this Lady Eagles team here early on. They find Baker, her three-pointer just off the mark, but Alvarez got the board. Here's McElhaney from the other side, and she knocks it down.
You know, Noah, we were talking about earlier how this man-to-man defense will get a lot of opportunities for Lauren to get boards tonight, and she has already showed that off the first possession, and Sandy, too, with the finish from behind the 3.
Jones there on the other end, picking up the layup. Jada Jones this season averaging just under 7 a game. She gets the early layup to go. Here's Alvarez inside, draws the contact, and she'll head to the free throw line early in this one. Just we talked at length in the pregame about Alvarez maybe wanting to get going on offense. You saw her right there, get right involved, drive to the hoop, and create an opportunity.
Yeah, and she's so aggressive every time she takes it in as well. She goes in with power. She looks to get the finish, looks to draw the contact, and we see here how that benefits her.
Alvarez, a 76% free throw shooter this season. Lady Eagles leading by 1 here. We're just underway. Alvarez, her first free throw goes down. Alvarez 1 for 2 from the line, and Jones The leading rebounder for this Screaming Eagles team came down with the rebound. Mimi Smith drives, lays one off the glass, and it's good. 2 points there for the senior. They swing it around. Wolford left open from distance, and she'll knock it down. Jenna Wolford into the starting lineup with Leah Phillips still out, and she makes an instant appearance.
Jenna's one of those players, too, where we were hoping to see more time from, and she stepped it up in the starting lineup. And good defensive play right there by the ladies to get a turnover on Toccoa.
7-4, Lady Eagles, 8:46 to go here in the first quarter. Lady Eagles entering this contest on a 5-game winning streak, looking to stretch it to 6. Tough screen up top. Alvarez got the corner, shot it, but Jones coming down with yet another rebound here early on. Jess, obviously Jenna Wolford able to step into the starting lineup with Phelps out, but Phelps, that's a big loss on this team. A very talented point guard, probably your best on-ball defender. That's tough to kind of weather that storm.
Yeah, she is the best defender for them as well on ball, but also she distributes the ball well to her players as well, and I know that they're missing that on offense today too.
Jess, a player back when you used to play, Joyce Smith, who kind of did that same role. She was a very talented scorer, much like Phelps, but also able to distribute the basketball and get her teammates involved in something I'm sure that you were a beneficiary of in multiple occasions.
Absolutely. Joy was a great scorer. If she was having an off night with scoring, she did a great job of distributing it to her teammates as well and creating opportunities for us.
Brewer feeding that pass inside. She was looking for Wolford. And going to be another foul call, this one on Jada Jones, who's gotten off to a quick start, an easy two-pointer and a couple of rebounds. It's hard not to miss her on the court with that neon pink hair right there, Jess.
She definitely stands out for us.
McElhaney, another three-pointer, just off the mark. Alvarez got her own, lays it up. We mentioned in the pregame we expected Lauren Alvarez to have a good game. She's had 2 offensive rebounds already in this contest and gets her 3rd point right there.
Yeah, and she capitalizes on those moments. And this Toccoa team has stepped it up a lot on their defense. Yes, the Eagles are still finding the gaps, but this is a much improved Toccoa team. But the Eagles are finding a way to exploit all of those opportunities.
Eagles in the full court pressure right there. But the Screaming Eagles able to break it. Jackson drives off the glass, and it's good. She picks up her first points of the game. They tried to find Wolford. She has it deflect off of her. Dixon from distance. And Toccoa Falls knotting this one up at 9 as we tick under 7 to go here in the first quarter. Alvarez looking to answer. Off the mark. Jess, it's been a frantic pace here early on, and you see Toccoa Falls slowing it down there, getting into the half-court offense.
Yeah, when the game is flying up and down so fast like that, it's easy to get wrapped up in it and to fire off shots that aren't the ones you actually want to take. So good call by Coach there to settle it down, pull it out, get into their offense.
Smith made that layup, and Toccoa Falls taking their first lead in this one. A foul called there on Angel Dixon. She just had the three-pointer a moment ago, now draws the foul. We'll see a couple of substitutions. Sarah Holland, she'll wear number 13, and Anna Montgomery, a name that's been around Toccoa Falls for a long time. She will also check in wearing number 11. Amber Porter also coming in for the Lady Eagles. They're trying to find McElhaney. Porter hard to the basket. That one a bit strong, but Alvarez playing bully ball inside. That one off of Toccoa Falls. Lauren Alvarez already creating havoc inside, Jess.
The good thing for the Lady Eagles, they have the aggressive takes, but they're getting the second chance rebounds there too, which have led to 4 or 6 of their points so far.
Alvarez thought 3, paused, then shot it, then went and got the rebound, gets the layup. Lauren Alvarez off to a good start. She shot that three-pointer. The shooter, Jess, you know you're the first one on the court to know if you've missed it.
Oh,
and
for
she
sure.
knew she missed it right there, got the rebound, and got the putback.
She saw exactly where she needed to go. It fell right off her fingertips, and she was right there to pick it up.
Alvarez completing the and one right there. She's got 6 points, but more importantly, 4 rebounds already, all of them offensive. Holland's three-pointer off the back iron. Porter, her 3, just misses long.
It's good to see Amber get some more minutes. She came in as a freshman a little timid and not as aggressive as I know that she could be when she played for PCA, and it's good to see her step it up a little bit.
Jess, I think that's a trend that we oftentimes see from Christian school basketball.
Yes.
Stepping into this level, the girls aren't necessarily as aggressive or prepared, and it kind of that freshman year, you see a lot of that.
That's very true, and you go from being possibly the best person on your team to joining 12 other people who are the best person on their team, and it's a fight, and it's a different pace, and you've got to figure that out and see what it takes to play at that collegiate level.
Holland Geisler, another one of those freshmen for the Lady Eagles in. McElhaney just doing work inside, and she gets that layup to go.
You could tell there McElhaney loves that left side. She worked to get herself over there with a big finish.
I can tell you in her entire career, I haven't seen her miss many times when she gets to that left hand.
She is very clutch with that left side, and if she can have that left side, she will take it any day.
Baker directing traffic as she brings it across half court. There's 4:35 to go here in the first quarter. Lady Eagles lead by 3. Geisler left open. Her three-pointer short. McElhaney, another one. The Lady Eagles continue to clean up on the offensive glass, Jess, in this one.
Thought that one could have been a foul there. There's a lot of contact happening underneath the basket that's not being called, but again, with those offensive rebounds, they've got to create some opportunities for them in some way.
First timeout here in the first quarter. Head coach Micah Riles has seen enough. Timeout on the court, a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break. As we come back inside the nest. There's 4:14 to go. The Lady Eagles leading this one. Jess, one of those quick timeouts. You've got a point to make as a head coach. I'm sure in your coaching career you've had a few of those.
I have, and you've got to make that point quick and hope that they take it and run with it. We'll see what the Lady Eagles get here.
A 5-second call now on the inbound. Some good defense there out of the timeout. And as I like to say, some instant dividends there for Micah Riles.
Looks like Toccoa got what they wanted from that 30-second. Maybe not for the Eagles, though.
McElhaney gets the steal, now shoots one. A two-pointer there. She was just in front of that white line. There's been some confusion this year, Jess, with the three-point lines. Originally, they were scheduled to go back to that blue line that you see on the court, but due to COVID and some budget issues, the NCAA deciding to keep that white line, but it has caused some confusion for officials this season.
Yes, there are 3 lines out there, the high school, the women, and the men, so sometimes that can be a visual issue there.
A layup there on that side. It was Baker. She gets her first points of the game. Behind that play a moment ago, it was a three-pointer by Sarah Holland. She ties her season high with that make.
This Toccoa team keeps finding a way to stay in this game. They have stepped it up big time. It used to be that the Eagles would run away with it, but now they've got more athleticism, more speed, They're finishing better and all around much better team.
Jess, this is something we saw head coach Jared Sellers do back in your playing days. It's kind of like a hockey game, the line change, 5 new players in.
Yes, he loves to get 5 new players in at a time, and we loved that rotation as well. And it was typically 5 more girls that worked very well together too.
Lady Eagles able to keep possession on that one after the shot by Alvarez. She's been cold shooting the basket, but when she can get inside, she's been successful. Players on the court, Lauren Alvarez, Carissa Aiken, Jenna Wolford, Elise Cawthon, and a new player, Jess. We've been going back and forth on her name all day as we see Alvarez spin and finish that one, but Montse Torres, a freshman, she's Brian Ugaldi's cousin and a very talented basketball player that I think could play a big role this season.
I think she's going to step in and get some really good minutes with the Eagles. This is, again, her first time seeing the court, but I know that Coach Sellers has some big expectations with her as well to maybe fill that second string position right now and see her get some more minutes.
Alvarez goes to the cup. A lot of contact right there. You mentioned that earlier, Jess, but that one not getting called.
Lauren has been receiving a lot of that contact underneath, but she is an aggressive player, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to finish through it anyway.
Well, and you have to think, too, that some of what the official's looking at there is she dishes it on the other end, too, from time to time.
Yes, for sure.
Screaming Eagles able to break the press. A shot there, but Wolford gets the rebound. Toccoa Falls has hit a couple of three-pointers in this game, Holland and Dixon, but that one not able to go down. Torres gonna drive the teardrop, and there's her first points of her Eagles career. Montse Torres picking up the running layup.
I got to watch a practice up here with the Eagles the other day, and watching her get into the plays and the different sets, and she showed she's stepping up. She's doing what it takes to bond with this team to come in. It's very hard to do so in the middle of a school year, but she's going to be a great addition for our ladies as well.
Timeout on the court, 22-16, 2:02 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. (22-16) as we come back. 2:02 to go here in the first quarter. As we went to the break, we were talking about Montse Torres picking up her first career bucket. Jess, she reminds me a lot of a player that you played with back in the day. I've mentioned this a couple times, but Alyssa Loudermilk, just in style of play.
Yeah, Alyssa was a great point guard, but we also were talking about how many shots she took per game. 30 shots per game. She's going to find a way to get that ball to fall, and I'm really hoping that Montse will do that as well.
Jada Jones up to 6 with that layup. It's definitely, you mentioned it again as we were going to break, but coming in mid-season, I was too at that same practice, and you saw it, getting used to some of the plays, running flow, running high, just those different types of plays that now getting used to where to go.
And when you've been playing with a group of girls for months, you start to see that progression happen. But stepping into something like that, I think she's done a fantastic job of getting things underway.
Holland got around Cawthon, drives through it up, and she will draw the foul. First foul on the Lady Eagles. First foul on Elise Cawthon. That'll put Sarah Holland at the free throw line. She hasn't missed one yet this season. I normally jinx our players. We'll see if it works for Sarah Holland. 22-18, 1:04 left here in the first quarter. Holland makes the first free throw. She took the pressure and finished it anyways. Holland had a season high of 3. Now with that second free throw up to 5, having a good start for head coach Micah Riles. foul away from the basket. It goes on Sarah Holland. Jess, this first quarter, it seems like it's been very lengthy. I keep looking up thinking we're in the second quarter, and we're not.
We haven't got there yet. There has been a lot of whistles blown and a lot of calls. Again, some that haven't been called. But I love watching the Eagles' offense against this man defense. Because Toccoa is so spread out, the ladies are doing a great job of attacking the middle.
Wolford was at the free throw line. She made them both, improving on that 61% free throw shooting that she's had this season. Lady Eagles back up by 4. Smith drove inside. Jess, it was funny. I overheard you the other day talking with your team about something that head coach Jared Sellers was working on in practice, and it was that exact thing. Realizing that there's a player wide open on this side of the court, but you really don't have to defend that player.
Right. If the ball's on the weak side, you know it's important. You can't score without the basketball in your hands. So being in help defense, but also being aware, when I need to get out there on the 3, I got to be there.
And I think, I got a chance to catch up with head coach Jared Sellers this week over, via Zoom, and he mentioned wanting to continue to see increased effort from his defense. And one of the things he specifically called out was help defense, and a great example right there. They run it to perfection, and it pays off.
It does. And if you ever get trapped sitting back underneath the basket and not getting out, a team like Toccoa with some good shooters now, they will make you pay for it.
Toccoa Falls holding for the last shot of what's been a frantic paced quarter. Here's the shot by Smith. It misses. They get another opportunity, but Carissa Aiken sniffed that pass out, got the steal. Just a good first quarter from the Lady Eagles. It feels like it maybe should be a bit spread apart. Toccoa Falls doing a good job at hanging with them.
Yeah, Toccoa Falls is definitely stuck with them the entire time. Their energy is still up. Both teams fighting through the no-call situations and the rebounds, and it's going to lead to be a great game. You said it was a really long quarter to start with. I think we're going to see 3 more really good quarters from both groups.
24-20 as we head to the break. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. (24-20) as we return here in the second quarter. A fresh stat sheet a moment ago, Jess. Sandy McElhaney leading the way.
Yes, trying to look here. Sandy has...
Actually, I'm wrong. Lauren Alvarez leading the way with 8. McElhaney with 7.
And that's 15 of the 24 points so far. And we were talking about how both averaged together 32 a game. Definitely leading the way for us and just providing good leadership for this team.
Alvarez with 4 offensive rebounds in that first quarter. McElhaney drives. I think she picked up that shot a little bit too quickly, got it back. She got past the defender, and I think she grabbed it a bit too quickly and didn't realize how far away from the basket she really was on that side.
Yeah, and then, of course, she dribbled back around and got that left, trying to finish it there, just a little short.
The give. Baker from the corner. Just off the front iron. McElhaney got it back, her shot. misses.
It's been really fun to watch Sandy develop as a player. Coming in her freshman year, I was a senior. She was a little more timid. She was a great ball player, but see her step up and that aggressiveness come out on the court has really evolved her game with the Eagles.
I think the other thing I've noticed from her this season, maybe an increased stamina on the court. We used to see her have to exit, for these short little breathers, but I look down right now and she's playing 32 minutes a game, which is a lot of ball game to play, but she has been able to play at a high intensity level over an extended period of time this season.
Yes, and having that endurance in a game is so important because she's one of those players that Sellers is going to want to look to in a tight game situation to help pull them through.
Smith, that three-pointer as the buzzer went off, missed it, but Jada Jones got it back and threw it up. She's got 8, and it's back to a 2-point game. Baker driving yet again, a lot of contact down there, Jess.
Coach used to say, there's either got to be an offensive or a defensive call for something like that. There's too much contact for nothing to be made.
And I saw over here Michael Riles talking with the official, and I think he's saying that exact same thing. With that much contact, it's either an offensive foul or a defensive foul.
It's got to be one of them.
A foul called. Foul goes on Ariel Jackson, her first foul of the game. Alvarez inside has that shot blocked, but Porter got it back. McElhaney thought about the three-pointer. The Lady Eagles have been cleaning up on the offensive glass, Jess.
Yeah, looking at the stat sheet, as a team, we have nine total rebounds in the first quarter. As it seems like a lot more than that because it's gave them some really good opportunities. But that's what's going to give them an advantage over this Toccoa team. They're going to have to stay that aggressive the entire time.
Jada Jones missed the teardrop layup after the big rejection on the other end. Porter, though, gets called for the walk. She thought she got away with it there for a moment.
You could see it written all over her face. I don't think she was quite expecting that pass to come to her either.
24-22, 7:39 to go here in the second quarter. We build this one up as a good one pregame, and we've gotten all of that and more early on.
Yes, we have.
Shot there.
It is really good to see this Toccoa team be more competitive. To see them step up in the southern region and to be a good competitive team to play against.
McElhaney was looking to answer. Jess, I think you pitched it perfectly right there. Now a steal. Here come the Lady Eagles. Hard contact. Offensive foul called on Alvarez. She may have just lowered that shoulder just a little bit right there. We see that steal again. Here's the pass to Alvarez.
And that offensive call is one of those where even if your feet aren't planted and your shoulder drops, it's going to be called for you.
The Lady Eagles have dialed up the pressure here in the last couple of minutes, and it's causing a lot of havoc for the Toccoa Falls.
Yeah, their full court defense has improved a lot as well, and it is putting them in a situation where they have got to get the ball across to the other side of the court, and they've got 3 or 4 deflections off of it.
Jess, I just looked over my shoulder and noticed the jacket has come off over on the Eagles bench.
Yep, that usually happens sometime in the second quarter.
3 seconds in the lane called. I believe that one was on Alvarez, and she lets out a little bit of frustration there. You're seeing Toccoa Falls, one of these teams in the South region, but just back to a point we were trying to make a few moments ago. The South region as a whole, a lot better this season. Trinity Baptist gave us a game over there. Johnson of Florida, really good. Bob Jones a bit down this season, but expect a good one next weekend if we're able to have that game here. A good South region this season.
And typically it has been Bob Jones and PCC leading in the region, but like you said, Toccoa and Trinity Baptist have stepped it up, and that makes for a more interesting time when it comes down to playoffs and playing in the regional tournaments.
Delana Smith missed that three-pointer and gets called for the walk. It looked like she almost got called for it a couple times right there.
They thought about it a little bit first, as she was too. Sandy was definitely ready to jump that passing lane and get that wide open layup.
Lady Eagles trailing this one. They led at the end of the first quarter, but it was a three-pointer a few moments ago by Delana Smith that gave Toccoa Falls the lead. They go back inside to Alvarez. She goes to work, missed it. Porter, it looked like, got a hand on it, but stepped on the baseline. Jess Alvarez had gotten off to a pretty quick start, but I think just some frustration out of missed calls and maybe a foul call on her, and you see her exit right there.
Yeah, she's definitely not happy about it, and I as a player wouldn't have been either, but she hasn't given up on playing as aggressive as she was. So if she can keep that intensity up, hopefully things will start to fall for her again.
Smith the other way, the dump off to Dixon right there, and she finishes the layup. She's got 5. Toccoa Falls, they came to play today, Jess.
Yes, they did, and they don't plan on stopping anytime soon from what it looks like.
Baker inside. We'll see if they call that in the act of shooting. And they will. Foul on Mimi Smith right there, and that'll put Baker, who's a 52% free throw shooter, at the free throw line. She had a big game a couple weeks ago, but also had a big announcement in her life. She got engaged to
She did.
Eagles basketball manager and fellow broadcaster Nathaniel Penley. Congratulations to them. Baker banking that last one in.
I think she was a little shocked by that one falling as well.
Holland Geisler came back in after those free throws. I love the play that we've seen out of Amber Porter recently. With Leah Phelps out, you've seen Porter play an increased role, and a lot of those minutes used to even be for a player like Carissa Aiken, but Porter really stepping up here in her sophomore year.
Yeah, and even though Amber is smaller in size, she's feisty, and she goes for those loose balls.
Brewer picked her pocket right there. She goes the other way, lays it off the glass, and Alyssa Brewer into the scorebook there with 2. She picked the pocket at half court, took it coast to coast, and finished it.
And it almost looked like Toccoa's defense just split right open for her to have that wide open layup.
(28-27) as we check the score. 4:26 to go here in the second quarter. The Lady Eagles haven't really been able to get it going on offense in this game so far, Jess, but the defense, which was something that we've been talking about, has been pretty good in this contest.
It has been, and again, another steal by Jenna Wolford. Looking for an open opportunity.
Baker, you've seen some increased aggressiveness out of her in the last couple of games. Here's the three-pointer now by Porter. Off the mark, it ping-pongs around. We're going to get a jump ball, and it'll be Toccoa Falls basketball.
You can hear by what Coach Sellers was just saying that those outside shots, they're not falling. Their key today is to finish inside the paint. He wants them to drive it in. He wants them to get in there, hopefully get some contact and some good finishes.
I think you'd even love to see this rotation maybe try to post up Holland Geisler, maybe on that lower block, and see if she could go to work inside. I had mentioned that the possession arrow was with Toccoa Falls College. It looks like it may not have switched, so it's going to stay Lady Eagles basketball here. And as if that one was jinxed from the get-go, it now is Toccoa Falls basketball after the turnover. Great find there by Dixon. Dixon drives, gets a little bit of contact and finishes that one. Angel Dixon up to 7. And Toccoa Falls retaking the lead. Here's Geisler. Jess, she got to that block I was mentioning a second ago in transition.
Yeah, and they're playing such high defense. If they can sneak back door, somebody like Jenna Wolford, Lauren Alvarez, they're gonna find those girls.
Porter getting down and dirty. The Lady Eagles chasing it. They find it to Porter. She gets the layup. Amber Porter with the 2. And it was the hustle behind that play, the full-on dive by Amber Porter, and she gets rewarded.
I love a play like that because she sacrificed herself. She gave it all. Those girls communicated well down there to get that, and then she got the reward for it too.
32-29, a great play right there. 3:21 to go here in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. (32-29) as we come back out of the timeout. Lady Eagles have dialed up the pressure in the full court. Three-pointer there by Dixon off the mark. Another turnover in Brewer, the beneficiary of the pit pocket. Off the glass, Alyssa Brewer.
What a great finish. She saw Amber across the court, thought about it, took it for herself, drew the contact, great finish.
It looked like she was slapped on the arm right there, but still able to finish through that contact. And Brewer, who shoots 85% on the season from the line, who you want at the free throw line, she knocks it down. Jess, a couple days ago, she had a game. She scored 10 points, and I looked at it, and she was 10 out of 10 from the free throw line. How often do you see that in a game?
That is very, very strange.
Her only points.
She must have been working hard to draw that contact, though.
I asked her about it prior to this game, and she said, I realized very early on my shot from outside wasn't falling, and so I said I'm going to drive the basketball and try to create points.
And that shows that she's a smart player, too. She sees what's not working for her, and she makes something happen.
That foul was on Amber Porter. It's the second on the Lady Eagles. Mackenzie Floyd, she's second on this team in scoring and finds her first basket right there. We've seen several and-one opportunities here in the early going of this game, several for both teams. Floyd at the free throw line on the season, shooting 63%, gets the friendly roll right there, and she's up to 3. She got it the old-fashioned way, and Toccoa Falls back within 3. Something has gotten into these Lady Eagles, Jess. They're diving all over the court in this one.
They are all in for this. Sadly, a lot of their turnovers have led to many point opportunities for Toccoa, but they're not hanging their head about those. They're getting back. They're hustling, playing team basketball today.
Toccoa Falls trying to turn up the pressure on offense. They drive inside, and Holland Geisler stepping in and drawing the charge right there.
I love a charge. As a player, there was nothing better than taking a charge to get that hype down on the offensive end.
I get to spend a lot of time with Hope Baker from time to time, and she's told me about this drill that head coach Jared Sellers runs in practice, and I'm proud to admit that for the first time I saw that this week. He calls it the Jared Sellers drill, and it's really designed to take charges. I think it was something he may have started back in your playing days. Here's an and one, Alvarez. She's pumped.
We said earlier she started really strong, had a little bit of a lull, but she's back and she's ready to play again.
That foul on Angel Dixon. It's her third. Alvarez had just re-entered. She's into double digits now with that made layup, and she's yet again at the free throw line. Knocking it down, and Alvarez up to 11 now. Head coach Jared Sellers is very good about that, Jess, noticing maybe some frustration on the court. He gave Alvarez a breather, and thankfully for him, he has the depth to be able to do that.
It's very nice to have people that you can put in and still expect great results.
They tried to pass it all over the long-armed McElhaney, and she took it. Alvarez hits one from distance. Lauren Alvarez up to 14, and now a steal from Alvarez. She's doing everything. (41-32). Lauren Alvarez has inserted herself here in the second quarter.
And so it's so much fun to sit here and watch coach's reactions as well, watching his team come, do exactly what he's wanting them to do, give their all. And Lauren Alvarez has stepped it up and gathered 6 points for herself here in the past minute.
Shot there by Campbell, misses. Here's McElhaney, hard to the cup. And a travel called. Jess, what's it been like? You know, obviously you get to sit close to the bench. You used to remember some of those comments as a player, but now coaching yourself, what's that transition been like?
It is completely different. There's sometimes I still want to get out there and just do it myself, but you've just got to learn to evaluate the game from a different perspective and relate to each player individually and what they need.
It was just a 2-point basketball game a couple moments ago, but the bell counts for the Lady Eagles. Sandra McElhaney, Lauren Alvarez stepping up over the last couple minutes. It's a 12-point advantage now with 1:18 to go. We'll take a break. Jess, I'm really excited at halftime to check and see how many steals we've had in this game. There have been a lot.
And there's another one to add to the stat there. Hoping to score off of it.
Brewer missed the layup. Campbell chased it down, but is called for the walk herself. 44-32. How these games change so quickly with an offense as talented as the Lady Eagles have.
And this has been a very fast-paced game, but the possession has changed so many times, again, with those steals.
McElhaney, that one was halfway down. Alvarez battling for it, got hit on the arm again. Baker, that's an easy call. Foul called right there on Mimi Smith. That's a play that Baker just absolutely loves, Jess, and she reminds me a lot of you. I saw maybe a little hand motion prior to the game that you did to her. You said you wanted 4 charges.
Well, Hope comes up to me after each game and tells me how many she gets because I love taking those. I told her I wanted to see 3, and she said she was going to go above and beyond with 4.
Baker, she just stood right there, drew the contact. And McElhaney now at the free throw line. Jess, I love to see, we saw it a moment ago on the video, just a massive smile from Sandy McElhaney. There were times last season where that smile had disappeared, but the season that she's having this year, all she can do is smile.
Yeah, and I was telling one of my girls this the other day, there are seasons that are off. Everybody's going to have that eventually. And just finding a way to smile through it and enjoy the moments with everybody else and capitalize on something else that maybe you typically don't. And it's good to see that she's pulled through that and she's enjoying and shining in this season here.
McElhaney with 12 points in the contest. Alvarez out of nowhere. McElhaney steps farther back. That one rolls around. Alvarez still battling, got the offensive board. Baker to the rack. She threw that one up, and it goes out of bounds. Spinning layup, and that one misses. And it looks like that may do it here in the second quarter. It looks like maybe one last possession for the Lady Eagles.
I'm sure they're going to try to get the ball into Sandy or Lauren's hand for a last-second 3 there.
Toccoa Falls in the full court now, trying to remove the possibility for a shot. They threw it over. Alvarez, and she's going to get called for the foul. It looked like the clock never even started.
At least more than 0.3 of a second went off the clock there for that, for sure.
Second foul on Lauren Alvarez. She had the offensive foul on this end, but this time gets called for the defensive foul. I guess technically that does actually go as an offensive foul, excuse me.
She was going for the ball there, but again, the Toccoa player did have position first.
Head coach Tyler Rowles, or Micah Rowles, excuse me, talking with the official. Felt like maybe that was some really hard contact. I think he was lobbying for a flagrant call right there.
That's not really a situation where you can get one for going for the ball on that offensive position.
Head coach Jared Sellers going to protect his junior now, take her off the court with 1.2 seconds to go. Lady Eagles lead this one by 14. This game was really close maybe 2-3 minutes ago, Jess, and the Lady Eagles, we saw them do this in a game earlier back in January against Welch. All it took was one little spurt, and then they went and just ran away with it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, but getting on that spurt, hopefully we'll see that continue through the second half as well, coming in the third and fourth quarter.
It's 46-32 here inside the Nest as we head into halftime. The Lady Eagles riding a big run in the second quarter. They lead by 14. We'll be back just a few moments to go before the start of the second half to break down what you just saw.
I think one of the most rewarding spotlights in my career is working with victims of human trafficking. A lot of your human trafficking victims have no place to go. They feel by themselves. It's your modern day slavery. That's what human trafficking is. It's modern day slavery. And so there's a lot of fear, intimidation. So when victims find out that HSI has the tools available to help them, that's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel for those victims. So those would be very rewarding as far as the stuff that I've done in my career. The other day, we were able to conduct a controlled delivery with a large amount of narcotics. But at the end, we were able to arrest 6 subjects, and we kept a large amount of narcotics off the streets. Those are one of those times that I love my job. You know, it's not a regular job, it's a calling that, you know, God calls you to do. Being out in the field and being in this profession, I believe Pensacola Christian College has given me what was needed to succeed. And I didn't know that until I actually got to the profession itself. I'll give you an example for English grammar and composition, although not my strongest course. It affected me the most because that writing, that report of investigation that you write can make case law. And it can also send somebody to prison for the rest of their life. So your writing skills are paramount. I believe the criminal justice courses were rigorous, were challenging. I believe my instructors challenged me. Not only were they academically qualified, but they were able to give the experience as well. So I believe that the criminal justice program brought a very solid foundation for where I'm at right now.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And he began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for his honor and for his glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing. So I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my third year, learning is so much fun. And I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty, and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places, and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here, it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives and make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. Because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
What makes you smile? Time with people you love. Making a difference at your work or ministry. Fun memories and the little things that make your day. Going to graduate school can mean giving up those things, but it doesn't have to. With an online master's degree from Pensacola Christian College, you can reach your goals and still be there for family, work, and ministry. Of course, earning a graduate degree comes with challenges, like money and time. But with online learning, you can get a degree that's made for your schedule and budget. One that only costs a little over $10,000, with a flexible payment option too. And with online learning, you can learn anytime, anywhere, with classes that fit your schedule. Take the next step by choosing one of several master's degree programs: business administration, educational leadership, ministry, Bible exposition, and others. At Pensacola Christian College, you'll get a biblical perspective and insight from caring professionals and ministry leaders. So when you graduate, you won't have just a diploma. You'll have confidence to go further in your ministry or career, and you'll still have those memories that make you smile. It's graduate school built for real life. Graduate school built for you.
getting reset and getting ready for the second half, kind of getting readjusted over here, but just a great first half from the Lady Eagles. It started slow, but man, did they dial up the pressure in that second quarter.
I'm just glad that it didn't take them too long to dial up the pressure. Thankfully, they did it before the half happened, and a nice spread with a 14-point lead now.
Jess, there were 14 steals for the Lady Eagles in that first half. That's a stat that you normally see at the end of the game, not at halftime. And it was the full court pressure. I talked to head coach Jared Sellers. He said, really, you just put them in that and said, go at it.
Yeah, and that's led to, looking over it, Toccoa's had 25 turnovers as a team, and we've had 13. So with numbers like that, that's exactly what they need, because they're finishing off of those steals with those fast break opportunities.
Alvarez and McElhaney both with 14 in this game. Lauren Alvarez, though, man, she's been a bully inside.
Yes, she has, and she means business when she goes in. I'm looking forward to seeing what both of them bring here in the second half.
Mackenzie Floyd has 11 turnovers in this game for Toccoa Falls College. Lady Eagles, the defense has been stifling in this one. We'll see if they can carry it over into the second quarter. But, Jess, I look down, and one of the things that stands out to me, they lead 46-32. One of the things head coach Jared Sellers said, we shot 4 from 20 from 3. If we had made a few more, we would have dropped 60 in the first half.
They started really hot on the three-point line to begin with, and it kind of lulled off. So hopefully that will pick back up for us in the third quarter as well and spread that lead out just a little bit further.
(46-32). It's going to be Toccoa Falls basketball as we get back underway here in the third quarter. Lady Eagles enter the third with their largest lead of the game. Toccoa Falls had briefly led by 3 in that second quarter, 5:12 to go. But it was at that moment that the Lady Eagles put the hammer down.
I believe there was 2 points in that first half where Toccoa had switched and got the lead change there, but ever since the Eagles have taken that back, they have went with it ever since. Sandy McElhaney took that in. Looks like there should have been some contact there, but no whistle was blown.
Come the Lady Eagles. Brewer with the basketball. They dish it off. Here's Baker. And that one not able to find the iron. Alvarez got the rebound, but then picks up the turnover, and McElhaney down behind the play.
Sandy looks like she's hurt down there. She hasn't moved from that spot since she went down.
It looked like on that last play, Alvarez and McElhaney colliding, and Sandy coming up a bit limp. Head coach Jared Sellers is going to bring Amber Porter into the contest for the injured McElhaney.
Looks like coach said that the breath was knocked out of her there, so hopefully she'll be able to recover from that pretty soon.
Here's Wolford now from 3. That one in and out. I joked, we talked a little bit about that discussion about the flagrant call here, and head coach Micah Riles trying to get that called. And I said, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be on the other end of Lauren Alvarez coming at you with a full head of steam, and Sandy McElhaney, the recipient of Lauren Alvarez right there.
Absolutely not. I would not want to either, and you could tell Lauren was trying to hop over her too just to get back down and hustle.
Third foul on Alvarez, and that'll put Ariel Jackson at the free throw line. She knocks down the first. Jackson on the season a 64% free throw shooter. She leads this team with 13.3 points a game, but so far in this contest, only 3. We'll see if she can get it going here in half number 2 as she misses the second free throw. Brewer elusive as she comes across midcourt. Wolford left open, the corner 3, and she knocks it down. Jenna Wolford. She's got her family in the stands, and she loves that corner 3. You saw them pass it around. They found her, and she was able to finish it with ease. Give Alvarez the rebound right there, and it's going to be Lady Eagles basketball. Alvarez sniffing another double-double in this one.
There's been a couple of times where number 24 looks like her feet have been shuffling for a walk there, but Lauren wasn't about to let her get away with that with a second chance rebound.
They swing it around. Here's Alvarez for three, and she knocks it down. Lauren Alvarez up to 17 as she hits the three-pointer in transition.
Another steal by the Eagles, looking to score again off of this. Amber Porter.
They're still battling for it. Another offensive rebound for the Lady Eagles. Brewer now. The three-pointers are falling here in the nest.
3 for 4 for the Eagles. That's going to force Toccoa to call a timeout. They've taken a 14-point lead at halftime and extended it to 22 now.
A great pass there by Wolford. She found Brewer on the other end of the court, and Alyssa Brewer knew what to do with it. Lady Eagles up by 22. Jess, it was a 14-point lead at halftime for the Lady Eagles, and head coach Jared Sellers said, man, if we could get it going from behind the arc, we'll be dangerous, and they have done just that, and that's why it's 22.
And we were talking, too, about if they were 4 for 20 going into halftime. Just a few more makes there would have had a bigger lead, and that's what they've accomplished there. Foul on Amber Porter there, Toccoa ball.
Head coach Jared Sellers, he's coaching his players, but he seems like he's coaching the officials a little bit. Trying to get a couple extra calls in this game.
There have been some missed calls on both ends. A very physical game overall.
Toccoa gets it across. Mimi Smith setting up the offense for the Screaming Eagles. Looking for Jones.
A big mismatch there on Jenna Wolford, but Lauren Alvarez was there to help to get the defensive stop.
Jada Jones, she had 8 points early on in this game, Jess, but when the Lady Eagles went into the pressure, head coach Micah Riles was forced to kind of remove her from this game.
He needed some more people that could handle the ball better up top.
Jenna Wolford draws the harm and gets the basket. She heads to the free throw line. We'll see it again. Wolford split two defenders, drew the contact, and got the friendly roll.
You can see all over the Lady Eagles' face just the enjoyment of playing right now, playing as a team. And that's helped them as well to spread this lead out.
Jess, we mentioned in the pregame, Leah Phelps missing this one, and the Lady Eagles have not missed her. And if you're the rest of the NCCA, that's a very scary thought as we see Jada Jones get going right there. That foul on Wolford. If they can get Leah Phelps back throughout the rest of this season, though, Jess, this dangerous offense becomes even more dangerous.
Yes, and she adds more speed to it as well. She helps them fly up and down the court. Hopefully we'll see her joining us back very soon.
Jones missing that free throw. Alvarez, that rebound may have put her into double digits.
She went into halftime with 7 rebounds, so hopefully she's reached that 10 by this point in the third quarter.
58-35. There's 7:09 to go here in quarter number 3. Here's the shot now. Dixon, her three-pointer, it goes. Angel Dixon up to 10, chasing a season high. She had 13 earlier this year against Bob Jones. She has 10.
Turnover by Hope Baker. Let's see if they capitalize. That's a good basket there by Mimi Smith.
Brewer got right by her man. Got inside, threw it up, but missed it. Dixon looking for another one, and she gets it to go. Angel Dixon tying her season high with 13, and she's trying to keep the Screaming Eagles in this one.
She is answering with her threes. The Eagles have got to be careful that they do not slack off in their offensive and defensive work.
Wolford left open inside off the glass, and Jenna Wolford, she's got 13 now. The freshman inserted into the starting lineup with Phelps out, and man, has she been good for the Lady Eagles over her last couple games.
Yes, she had. No, the last game I did with you, we were talking about her stepping up and maybe getting some seventh man position minutes. But she started tonight for the Lady Eagles, and man, she has stepped it up.
We talked a little bit about Lauren Alvarez and Sandy McElhaney, both sitting close to that 1,000-point marker. In the next couple of games, we might see that occur. McElhaney entered this one just 45 away. Baker drives right there. We'll see if it's on the floor. The foul goes on Ariel Jackson, and it is going to be on the floor. Lady Eagles going to get it on the baseline. But Jenna Wolford, though, Jess, I talked to the coaching staff, and I said, after Alvarez, after McElhaney, who's the next? And both of them said, we think it could be Jenna Wolford. She has the pedigree. She did it in high school, and her freshman year, she's come in and played really well and helped stretch out this lineup for the Lady Eagles. There's Geisler missing the layup, though.
And yeah, Jenna she's a small player, but she is aggressive, she's feisty, and she finds, again, right there with a rebound, looking to get a score. She plays like a bigger girl, and I think she could definitely take those minutes when the time comes.
Floyd out ahead of the pack, and she gets tagged. That foul going on Holland Geisler. It'll be her second. And that'll put Mackenzie Floyd at the free throw line. We mentioned she entered the contest averaging 11 points a game this season, but so far with only 3. We'll see if she can get her day going at the free throw line right here. Mackenzie Floyd, she had a career day, Jess, in that game against Bob Jones earlier this year. That victory for Toccoa, just the second time in program history, but she had 23 points in that game. As she gets both to go right there and gets herself up to 5.
Coach Riles probably wants to see Mackenzie step it up, score a few more, because that probably helped propel them to that victory there against Bob Jones. And they're going to need somebody to step it up on the scoring end to help stretch out this lead.
Good to see McElhaney back in as the game clock is shut off now. We're going to stop the game. It looks like something may have gotten kicked under the scorer's table as the game clock off now. We're going to have to stop this game as they try to get it reset. It comes back on there. Jess,
right,
I know
sometimes
those connections under the table, and before you know it, it shuts right off. But as someone who's keeping the scoreboard down there, I'm sure that's a gut-wrenching feeling.
A little stressful, all the pressure's on you, but thankfully it came back right where it should have been.
Offensive foul called now on Montgomery.
Hey, pick it up down here.
It'll be her first foul.
You can hear Coach Jared Sellers, he's not satisfied with this 14-point lead. It's not comfortable for him, and he doesn't want the ladies to get slack. He's calling for them to pick it up.
They had stretched it to as many as 22 a few moments ago. It was 14 at the half. Toccoa falls back in this game. Here's Brewer trying to find something. But that one off the front iron and lands in the hands of Mackenzie. Wolford tried to swat that one, but she gets called for the hit on the arm. That'll put Mimi Smith on the free throw line. Smith leads this team in minutes per game with 31.5 on the season. That free throw gives her 7 in the contest. She's third on this team, but really the calling card for Smith is her distribution game. On the season, she leads Toccoa Falls in assists. She's had a season-high 8 assists in a game earlier this year. Here's McElhaney left open. That shot misses, but Geisler got it back. It lands in Holland Geisler's hands, and she finishes it. Geisler with 4 in the Lady Eagles.
For tonight, Dixon has had some great points for the Toccoa Screaming Eagles, and Coach Rouse probably looking to her to keep shooting that 3 and to knock down some points, hoping to pull this game a little closer than it is.
That 3 by Montgomery sailing long. They're looking for Wolford. She gets it, dishes it off. Here's Wolford from the corner. That one goes down. Some great give and go play right there with Brewer. They passed it off. She got to her spot, knocked it down, and that's a new career high for Jenna Wolford with 16.
And then again, a steal right there by Jenna Wolford. A great defensive and offensive player for the Lady Eagles.
McElhaney, her 3 blocked, but Geisler got it back. She draws the contact. That foul on Jada Jones. It'll be her second. Great job there by Geisler to get that one back, go straight to the basket and draw the contact. I look down at my sheet and I've got that Holland Geisler shooting 19,000% from the free throw line. A little typo there on the sheet. As she misses the first. Geisler hitting the second, up to 5 now after going 1 of 2 from the line. And one of the things to mention there, that was the 4th foul on Jada Jones, and she's forced to exit this one. She leads the team with 12 points in this game. A big loss for head coach Michael Riles.
She's been a big offensive presence down in the post, but again, it looks like Dixon's going to take the lead there and help lead her Screaming Eagles to another basket. Oh,
Geisler left wide open inside, and Alvarez stuffing the stat sheet gets the assist right there.
There must have been a miscommunication there because there was nobody down there in the paint to guard her.
You don't get much more wide open than that. Ariana Dixon missing that layup. She's into the contest for the first time. Good to see McElhaney back in this one. Alvarez feeding it to Geisler again, and yet again she'll head to the free throw line.
Sitting here watching that play take place, you could hear Sellers saying, you know, don't rush it, don't push it. But just watching Sandy observe the entire court to see what the best option was, that's good leadership there and good ball handling to find the best option.
Geisler at the free throw line. She went 1 of 2 a moment ago. Lady Eagles leading by 19. There's 2:27 to go here in the third quarter. Geisler, that one off the back iron. It was a 14-point Lady Eagle lead. At halftime, it was as many as 22. Toccoa got back into it, and the Lady Eagles have done a good job over the last few moments of stretching it back out as we see Geisler yet again go 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and that ties her career high with 8 points.
Gap it more, Holly. Gap it more. Gap it more. Shoot her. Shoot her, Holland.
Wolford yet again in on the action. She has been all over the court in this third quarter.
Yes, she has. Talking about Holland there a little bit, when I was here, she was coming in as a camper, and watching her develop over those years, you know, as a freshman, she's got some big minutes, and she has capitalized on them. And as it is hard sometimes to find your role as a freshman, she's done a great job with it.
Aiken steals that one. Lady Eagles on the run. Aiken bailed out with a bad pass. Geisler, 4-11. That shot off the mark, but they got it back yet again. I feel like I've said that a lot in this game, Jess.
They have lots of offensive opportunities, and it leads to moments like that with a rebound like they have been giving us.
Aiken, the beneficiary of the offensive rebound right there, and she got the finish. Here's the shot now. That one by Holland misses. Sarah Holland had a three-pointer early on in this game, but missed that one. Scramble for the basketball. Jump ball called, and it'll be Toccoa Falls basketball. We've talked a little bit about Holland Geisler in the last few moments. 2 of her last 3 games, she hasn't scored, but having a big performance today, tying that career high that she set a couple weeks ago in that game against Bob Jones.
Yeah, and she is more of an on and off player. She has a really great game, but then she'll have a good defensive game, maybe not an offensive game. But you can depend on her to be aggressive, to always work hard on defense despite what the offensive opportunities are giving her.
Jackson was trying to get around Wolford as I interrupted you there, Jess, but a travel call on the court. Lady Eagles get it back. They lead by 22 now. That's been the high water mark. We'll see if they can get over it as we tick under a minute to go here in quarter number 3.
Hopefully we can see one more basket here before going into the 4th.
Something has gotten into Holland Geisler. She's playing great in this 3rd quarter.
She is feeling it tonight.
Geisler now going to head to the free throw line where she's been the last couple of possessions. Her career high 8. She currently sits there. We'll see if she can get over it right here.
And with that free throw, she breaks the lead for the Lady Eagles with a lead of 23 now.
23-point advantage. 47 seconds left. Geisler 1 of 2, and Alvarez picked up the offensive rebound. Here's Wolford. A 3-pointer right there, and Jenna Wolford, she's got 19 in this contest. The shooting was non-existent in the first half, Jess, but they have found it here in a hurry in the 3rd.
Something in that locker room must have taken place at halftime to bring it out.
Alvarez drives, throws the teardrop up, and gets the basketball back after Wolford did a good job of tipping it out. Alvarez from the corner, that one in and out. Wolford the follow, and she gets it to go. Jenna Wolford, a first ever 20-point game for the freshman. A big 3rd quarter by the Lady Eagles. They led by 14. It got close for a little while there, but now they find themselves leading by 26 as we head to the 4th.
Coming into the 4th quarter, Lady Eagles starting out with the ball, looking to see if we can get something else done on the offensive end.
Lady Eagles had a big 3rd quarter. Jenna Wolford had a big 3rd quarter as well. She was looking for more right there, but that runner misses. McElhaney to the cup. Missed it. Geisler got it back, and it's 2 freshmen that are having games. Jenna Wolford with 21, Holland Geisler with 11. Alvarez with a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Lady Eagles basketball, 79-51, 9:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. The fourth foul now on Ariel Jackson. She'll be forced to sit 2 of the starting 5 for head coach Micah Riles on the bench with 4 fouls. They look inside. McElhaney gets it to go. Sandra McElhaney up to 16, an assist there by Geisler. 81-51, just a long time to go in this basketball game as Mimi Smith gets one to go right there. Lady Eagles, with how good their offense has been, Jess, there could be the opportunity that maybe they break 100 today.
And this would be a game where that could take place. The Screaming Eagles, they started out very intense to begin with, but you can see as time's going on, without the numbers on the bench, their players are struggling a little bit with their energy.
Smith's free throw a bit strong. Alvarez comes into this possession with 17. Wolford with 21, looking for another one. That one just off the mark. Lady Eagles slow it down right here. They look to reset and get into the offense. They're going to try for that high post entry. They're trying to get it to Aiken. They couldn't find her. Alvarez drives and has it taken away. They spin it around. Here's the three-pointer by Angel Dixon, and she gets another one. The sophomore having herself a game. She's got 18 in the contest.
And she made that one with the long arms of Sandy McElhaney in her face as well. Looks like it's going to stay white ball.
Smith going to get a breather, and that'll bring in Anna Montgomery. Guarding the inbounder, Wolford with the basketball. McElhaney gets it to Wolford on the other end. Jones, though, able to tip that one out. Looked like maybe some confusion there between Alvarez and McElhaney. They both had different ideas of what they were going to do.
Yeah, thankfully it still stays with White there with the tip off there on Jones.
Inside, McElhaney posting up the left-handed layup off the mark, and a foul called on Carissa Aiken. It'll be her second. Make sure you stick around following the conclusion of this game. Me and Jess will break it down. And then about 20 minutes after the end of this contest, we're going to get the men's game. I've got Ian Johnson joining me for that one. Again, make sure you stick around. We might get to see some history in that one as John Clay sits just 6 points away from scoring his 1,000th point as an Eagle.
Looking forward to seeing another good game after this. And it looks like Coach Sellers is going to go with a fresh 5 coming in for us. See what they can accomplish.
81-56, 7:17 to go in the fourth quarter, and a line change yet again. And this may be head coach Jared Sellers' way of calling off the Dogs a little bit as you see most of the starters exit.
And it may be, but this next 5 that comes in, they come out just as aggressive and just as strong, getting great minutes. There, a steal by Brewer with a make there. This next 5 has come in with that same intensity, and they keep it rolling.
Brewer with 10 points after the coast-to-coast layup. Torres picks up the steal after she just entered. She had her first bucket as a Lady Eagle earlier and quickly making her presence known. And we've mentioned the comp with Alyssa Loudermilk, and that was something that she loved to do, steal basketballs.
Yes, she did. She had a great number of steals each game.
If my memory serves me right, she holds the record for the Lady Eagles in both steals in a season and in a career.
I believe so. I think she still holds that.
Brewer, the step-back jumper off the iron, and an offensive rebound after the shot clock resets after it hit the iron right there. I really like what I've seen out of Alyssa Brewer lately. Here's the three-pointer by Coffin off the mark, and she'll get her own. I'll get back to that Brewer point in a moment. But Alyssa Brewer, she's done a good job of picking her spots. I think she's a very heady player, very smart player, and she doesn't try to do too much, but when you look down at the stat sheet at the end of the game, she's got 12 points right now.
She has such a quick catch and look to drive, and when she doesn't have that opportunity, she's throwing it out. So again, on the stat sheet, it may not look like she's accomplishing that much, but from a coach's perspective and from us sitting here watching her, she's opening a lot of opportunities for her teammates.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Jess. She had 5 assists through 3 quarters and already a couple here. So she picks her spots. She's one of those, I call her a glue-type player. You need those types of players on your team that's willing to do anything. We mentioned earlier in the game, that game a little bit earlier in the season, 10 free throws, and she just said, I don't have my shot today, so I'm just going to make a difference. And she's done that yet again today.
And now for me, like sitting in a coach's perspective as well, you know, each player has a different role they have to play in the game, and finding whatever that is for that game and embracing it, Brewer does a great job of doing that with the Eagles.
Coffin has that one stripped. Smith, who just came back in, coast to coast, threw it up. Jones got it back, lays it off the glass. Jada Jones now up to 16 in the contest.
Brewer left wide open.
It doesn't get much easier than that for Alyssa Brewer, and she's up to 12. We can't say enough about the play of Alyssa Brewer in this one. I think you can also see maybe a low heart rate, but she doesn't seem to let the moment bother her.
No, she doesn't. She keeps a level head. She finds her opportunities.
Porter, her three-pointer from the corner, off the mark. Monse Torres, though, gets the rebound. Baker, and one!
These ladies have not let off the gas pedal yet, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening anytime soon.
It'll be 5 fouls on Jada Jones. She will exit. She ends her contest today, finishing with 16 points. $87-58. Some confusion about subs right here as Jones forced to exit with 5 fouls. Fresh bodies on the court for Toccoa Falls College. It's been a fast-paced game, and head coach Micah Rouse, before this one, we talked at length about being in that man defense and trying to increase the intensity of his team, and they've done that today, but it looks like maybe just not enough legs to keep up with this talented Lady Eagles basketball team.
But then again, they haven't switched their defensive set yet. They're still running that man-to-man defense and still working it, which caused an offensive turnover there for the Lady Eagles.
87-58. There's 4:15 left here in the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, it's been really since the second quarter that the Lady Eagles have taken over. They find themselves leading here by 29. Battle inside. Campbell came down with it. Here's Sarah Holland. Her jumper goes. Holland with a season-high 7 points. How did that pass get through by Baker?
You could see Brewer calling for the ball to get the pass from her, and Hope pointed and said, get under the basket, then I'll give it to you. Beautiful pass and a finish there by Torres.
Brewer distributing again, and Torres up to 4 off the assist. Alyssa Brewer sniffing a 10-assist basketball game. Baker, coast to coast, draws the contact and finishes it off the glass. Hope Baker, we've seen an increased aggressiveness out of her as the season has gone on, and it's those plays right there that endear her to her teammates.
She hasn't hit today many from the 3. I don't even think she's had a 3 so far, but she's had several 3-point opportunities just by driving it in and drawing that contact and finishing through it.
91-60, what a game by the Lady Eagles in this one. It was close early, but they have continued as this game goes on to show why they're the now number 3 ranked team in the country.
And this group, they definitely, in my opinion, deserve that ranking. They have fought very hard this season, had a great season together, and hopefully see them compete really well going into regionals and hopefully into the national tournament as well.
Just the Lady Eagles have been sniffing around that national tournament for a long time, 7 consecutive trips, but they still haven't gotten the ultimate prize. Last year, perhaps their best opportunity, but cut short due to COVID and everything there, but a very talented team right here.
And that was very heartbreaking for them. I can't imagine what that would be like to miss that opportunity. I know back in 2019 we had the opportunity to play in the national title game, and that was a disappointment to not finish with that national banner going home with us. But this group could definitely compete in that this year also.
I remember I was sitting in the stands. I drove up there for that one, and I still, to this day, I wish that we had come away with that one, but what a performance in that game. It was just a very good Arlington Baptist team, a team who's won 5 consecutive national titles.
And as a player and that being your last game going out as a senior, that was very tough, but it was a good game. There wasn't many things that we didn't do as coach had wanted us to, and sadly it wasn't the result we wanted.
Stolen now. Campbell coast to coast gets the layup. Jess, I think what goes without mentioning in that entire story is the fact that Lauren Alvarez and Sandy McElhaney were freshmen on that team, and Lauren had a huge game in that national championship. But I really think that could be, if we look back in a couple years, if this group is able to win a national championship, it may be looking back at that game in which you and some of the other teammates of yours started.
Yeah, Joy Smith, Marley Moore, Ashton Wellborn, some players that were very important in that game to help lead us through that. And sadly, our effort that day wasn't enough, but people like Lauren Alvarez that were fresh off that year, they're coming in, she's coming in strong, Sandy's coming in strong, Jenna Wolford, hopefully pushing them to a victory.
Baker was looking for Young on that entry pass, but it skips by her. 94-63, there's 2:03 left on the clock. We're only waiting to see if the Lady Eagles can break 100 in this contest, but the victory all but assured late. Here's Campbell now, her three-pointer. Gets a lot of air.
Good thought by Hannah Coop, but just wasn't able to finish that pass there. The ball's kicked out to Campbell for a 3. A miss there as well. Good rebound for the Lady Eagles.
Baker nearly had her pocket picked. Baker's gotten charged with a couple tough luck turnovers on the last couple of possessions, Jess.
Some of their passes, too, in the fast break have become a little sloppy as the game has went on. Not that they're not good looks, but they haven't had the strength behind them to get them where they need to go.
The tough lineup for Baker to be in right now because she doesn't normally play with these players. She's the starting point guard on the team, and head coach Jared Sellers inserting her to kind of run the offense, maybe with the third unit out on the court. Young going to get called for the foul. .102 left here in this game. The victory all but assured. The Lady Eagles will move to 12-2 on the season. They'll improve to 5-1 in the South Conference this year. Wallace missing that free throw opportunity. She has not yet scored in her career for Toccoa Falls College. And she remains scoreless as Menser gets the rebound. A football-esque pass there by Menser. Here's Baker to the basket. Young throws one up, and she's going to head to the free throw line. Lady Eagles continuing to play late. That'll put Kayla Young at the free throw line. Her career high, 1. We'll see if she can match it right here. Young, that one clanks off the back part of the iron. But she'll get another opportunity right here. That free throw misses as well. That was Hale who came down with a rebound. A walk now on the other end called on Hope Wallace. Jess, what a game from these Lady Eagles team. Toccoa Falls came out and gave them a great shot in the first quarter and a half, but it was this Lady Eagles team. It was a stretch in that second quarter that they really just put the pedal down, and that's why the score is the way it is.
Yeah, the Toccoa Falls team came out very strong in the first half, and I think a lot of that has to do with the Lady Eagles having more of a bench that can come out with that same pressure and intensity as their starting five, and the Toccoa Falls bench doesn't have that much coming in for them.
Young willing that one in. She ties her career high with 1 point. Gets them both to go. Kayla Young up to 2 now. Lady Eagles 96-63. Jess, I love these minutes at the end of the game. Players who don't get to play a lot, getting to play and getting a chance to have an opportunity.
Yeah, and we've seen several. Kayla Young, Hannah Coop had some opportunities there as well. Kristen also coming in, looking to get good shots up, and they have. And it's good to see people like Hope Baker, a senior, leading them with a good pass for a good finish.
We've thought all season long that this offense was good. They've been all that and more today. They lead this one by 33. All that really is left in this game is the conclusion. Inside, there's the finish by Hale. And the Lady Eagles look like they're going to hold and be content with a 31-point victory in this one here at home today. At the conclusion of this one, we'll take a short break, and Jess and I will be back to talk about what you just saw in this one. The final score, 96-65. The Lady Eagles victorious here at home. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a few moments to talk a little bit more about this one.
The best part about what I do is we get to see the difference that we're able to make by helping people with issues with federal agencies through our coalition program, and seeing what issues are affecting our community and providing that feedback to the congressman. It's really unique opportunity to be here in the district because it's less politics and more community. Having a Christian worldview and politics today, I think, is essential to our country succeeding. So being able to communicate with people that maybe don't have those same ideologies or principles backing their logic without them feeling judged or that they're wrong, but also trying to give them something to think about that may change the way that they vote or the way that they create policy or legislation. Pensacola Christian College definitely had a high quality of education. I felt like I succeeded at college better than I did prior, just because of the fact that my teachers really cared about what I was learning, why I was learning it. I really appreciated the relationships I had with my professors, as well as the professional skills that they taught me. My teachers really cared about what I was learning, why I was learning it. You need guidance, you need wisdom, you need determination, you need doors to open, and at college, I feel like the spiritual atmosphere very much led and encouraged me to have that one-on-one relationship with God and take me to the next step in life.
And we're back here inside the nest as we look to wrap this one up. Jess, a 96-65 victory for the Lady Eagles in this one. They win by 31. But it was a couple of newcomers that played extremely well today. Jenna Wolford, Holland Geisler, who finished with a combined 32 points.
Yeah, those ladies stepped it up big time for the Lady Eagles today and showed that, yes, Sandy McElhaney and Lauren Alvarez do lead them in scoring, but there's also an offensive threat coming off the bench as well.
We mentioned Alvarez and McElhaney. McElhaney finishing, I believe, if I remember right, with about 17. Alvarez getting close to 20. I don't think she got over it, but having a double-double. Lady Eagles offense, though, really taking off in that second quarter, but the point there, the defense, they stepped it up in that second quarter, and that ultimately propelled them to the victory.
Yeah, their full court defense, they put the pressure to them the entire game. There wasn't really a moment where they came off the gas pedal with that defense. And again, we were talking about the steals earlier. That led to a lot of offensive opportunities. And I think that's a big reason why they pulled away with such a victory today.
96-65, the final score here from Pensacola. The Lady Eagles improving to 12-2 on the season, 5-1 in conference play. We're going to sign off now from Pensacola. We'll be back in just about 18 minutes for the tip-off of the guys' game. Thanks for tuning in. For Jess and myself, we've enjoyed having you guys out with us today.
It's game time.